I'm zany for Zandvoort. Is that kind of like cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs? All right, Circuit Park Zandvoort, the new version. Got ourselves a 136,899. I'm pretty proud of that. Took quite a bit of doing for me. That high banked second hairpin is a little tricky, and I think there's plenty more time to be had through that little section there. But like I said, pretty happy with the time. I think fast folks are going to be doing 135s, maybe high 134s. We'll probably see that out there when we do the races. But without further ado, let's show you the fast lap, and then we'll go through how we did it, and we'll come back here and talk a bit.
That lap was at 138.85. Sector 3 time is quick. Sector 1 time is good. That was 136.90. Sector 3 times okay.
All right, Circuit Park Zandvoort in the Porsche Cup. Fixed setup. Haven't touched the brake bias or anything. Got ourselves a 136,899. It took some doing. It is really easy to spin out here, but let's go. Got ourselves a good run. First braking point is going to be between... I kind of use like this little patch of lighter grass as my cue to like, I gotta start thinking about braking now, and we want to make sure we're like a couple car lengths before the 100. So yeah, we got on the brakes there, and we're hitting our peaks there, and we're gonna start easing off the brakes. If you hold it too long, we're gonna start locking up. When you get down, our aim is second at a certain point here, but we gotta arc into this this corner here with the banking. We want to get down to the bottom. We're in second. We're just holding that brake pressure, and I had a tendency to try and get on the gas too early. So we're getting on it there and easing off the brakes the rest of the way. Just feeding it in. Not full throttle yet. So easy to want to stomp on it here. You feel like you're gripped up, but you're not. And we're going to straighten out the wheel. And then we're going to put the rest of the throttle in. And come out. See all these tracks from where I spun out. Come out onto the curb here. And we're going to keep full throttle through here. Next braking point is going to be partway down this... it's curbing on the left here. You're probably about halfway down. Gonna start braking a bit, maybe half. And get down to third. Then as we come over this hill on the right here, just holding that pressure, trail brake, and get the car to turn. We're gonna start coming back on the throttle as we exit that curb there. And then this corner is crazy. We're full throttle. And we're going to brake. We're going to try and stay on the top. To let us accelerate a lot sooner than if we try and go all the way down. Oop, you can't see it on the screen there, but on the left there. So we're just going to hold the top here, hold that brake a little bit, and we're going to start feeding the throttle in. I probably got on it a bit early, if I'm being honest here, but we're just going to hold that part throttle. If we go on later, we can probably get on the throttle a little bit harder. I had to lift a little bit there. And then we want to get to full throttle by the time we exit here. But if we got on the throttle too early, we're going to carry too much speed and go off there. So it takes a lot of practice, that one. But yeah, we're just full throttle here through this whole next section. And then we come up here. Our next braking point is going to be kind of where these two lines on the right meet up, right about there. So we're going to keep going and start hitting the brakes. Hold that pressure. Come on over to the left. And just keep a little bit of pressure so we're biting those wheels and we're cresting this hill, so we need to shift the weight forward. We've got the grip to turn. And just hold that pressure as we're going through. And we're going to start easing onto the throttle as we start feeling the car grip back up. And then we're just going to full throttle. Kind of at the beginning of that curb on the right. And once again, we're going to come all the way over onto the left here. Feel a little out of control. And then we're going to get over on the left-hand curb here. About halfway through, we're going to start hitting the brakes. And we're going to try and get down to third by the time we're heading towards that corner. Just ease off the brakes here just to keep the front end bit in. And down to third. Back on the throttle. Just hold that part way. And this section here, we're going to come out all the way on the left. I probably could have used a bit more of the track on the left here. But we're going to keep it in third. Your blue lights are popping off. You're going to hit the rev limiter. And that's about the time, once you start hitting the rev limiter, that's about the time you're going to start braking. Oh, let's go back here. You do have this 50 marker here, and we're going to be braking a little bit before that, but I'm looking over here, so it's not the best brake marker in the world. I kind of go more off of feel than anything. When as far as hitting the brakes. It's not a great satisfying answer, but it's just kind of a practice thing. But we're going to hold that brake pressure. We're going to drop it down to second. Just keep holding on the little bit of brake pressure as we turn in here. And this is a really easy corner to spin out on as well. We're just going to hold that pressure. And then once we hit the apex, we're going to start feeding the throttle back in. Don't get all the way back on it yet, because that will send the back of the car around. It's got a lot of inertia behind it with that big engine back there. And we're back on the full throttle once we get the car more or less straightened out. And we're going to try and bring it back over to the right here. And then we're going to start easing back onto the brakes because we want to kind of bring the car out to where this access road is on our braking, and then that's kind of our turn-in point here. Just hold that brake pressure because we want to get back over to the left because that's where the next apex is. Start feeding the throttle back in once we get the car turned, and then straighten her out. And then we can get back on the throttle the rest of the way here once we exit. There we go. And we're just pointing the car towards this side of the track. And it's pretty much full throttle through here. Our next braking point is going to be kind of the crest. The crest here is kind of where we're going to want to start braking. And we're going to want to brake in a straight line on the left here. So we hit the brakes. And then we're going to start easing off. And then we need to do our trail braking as we turn in. And then as we hit this curb, we're going to want to be on the throttle a little bit here. We're on the throttle, kind of shift the car back so we're not hitting that curb quite so hard. We're just give it a little bit of juice here, and then we're going to hit the brakes again to get the turn in to the left as we go. Just a little bit of brake pressure to get those front wheels to bite, and then we're back on the throttle as we come out here. And then once we can start straightening out the wheel, we'll get the rest of the way on the gas. And then our next point is going to be the 50 marker here, and we're going to hit the gas or the brakes a little bit harder than maybe I would feel normally we'd need to, but we're going to get that bit in pretty good so we can get this turn going here. And then we're just going to hold that little bit of brake pressure as we're turning, and then we're back on the throttle, and then we can go pretty hard on the throttle. This has got a lot of good banking as we come out here. Had to adjust a little bit. I got a little on it early. Come back all the way over the curb, and then it's just hold that wheel to the right, feel the pressure, and then let it come out. And we got ourselves our 136.899. So yeah, like I said, pretty happy with that time there. I know there's more to be had. That second hairpin with the really high banking is pretty wild. It's pretty fun to go through. It's going to be interesting to see how this course races. I liked the previous version of Zandvoort quite a bit. It's wild how much the banking kind of changes things and whatnot. But if you want to watch along live when we end up doing our races, head on over to twitch.tv/thepiltdownman. Leave a follow. Thumbs up if you liked the video. Thumbs down if you didn't. I get that too. And if you think I earned it, hit the subscribe. And we'll see you next time. Bye.